Hello and welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. Leave it. Today I will be giving you the Capper Comparison Picks for the remaining prelim fights for UFC 266. Make sure you check out the other prelim fights I've covered. I did the early prelims Monday, and last night I did the three next in line, and now we have the headliners of the prelim fights. So, yeah, more prelim fights. It's okay though. I like the entire card, minus a few fights that are just stupid, not worth the bet. But anyway, let's start out with this heavyweight fight. This is good right here. These are all good. Some better than others, but they're all good. Okay, we've got heavyweight fight between that's Shamil Abdrakhimov, fighting out of Russia from the Paris Vet Fight Team. He is taking on Chris Daukaus, fighting out of Philadelphia, out of Martinez BJJ. Okay, this is going to be an interesting fight because Shamil Abdrakhimov, he is 40 years old. I don't even have, his name is so long, I don't have space to write it. 40 years old, taking on a much younger 32-year-old Daukaus. Actually, he will turn 32 on Saturday. Happy birthday, Chris Daukaus, on fight day. Him and Jessica Andrade is also turning 30 on Saturday. Happy birthday to both those fighters. But anyway, let's get back to this.
How old is the first one turning?
32. Chris Daukaus, 32. And Andrade is turning 30. Anyway, Chris Daukaus, we're going to start with him because he is a 2-1 favorite, minus 210 according to Bet Online. It did move maybe 5 points, but I wrote these odds last night, so I was going to go with them, but they did change. I think it's like a minus 215 now or something ridiculous. Anyways, Chris Daukaus is 11 and only 3 losses as a pro. He was a Philadelphia police officer. However, he quit his job so he could be a full-time fighter. That a boy, Chris Daukaus. He is a BJJ black belt, like I said, fighting out of Martinez BJJ in Philadelphia. Both these heavyweights have the same height and reach, so there's no advantage there. Chris Daukaus is 4-1 in his last 5 fights. He's on a 4-fight win streak. His most recent fight is a victory, a knockout of round one against Alexei Oleinik. Alexei Oleinik is very old. He's a boa constrictor, am I right? I think so. So, he's like 40 something.
Is he older than you?
No, he's not older than me. It'd be incredible if there was a fighter as old as me that was still a professional fighter. Unheard of. Okay.
You're 47.
His opponent, Shamil Abdrakhimov, is 20-5. Plus 180, almost 2-1 odds as an underdog, coming in off a loss. He had a 2-year layoff. He's coming off a loss to Curtis Blades, ground and pound round 2. He did at one time, I will add, Abdrakhimov was in a main event. I don't know if he had, I think he was like, headlined a main event. I think he went against the Black Beast, if I'm correct. I should pull up Tapology, but he did, I have to now. Let me see. I think it was against Black Beast, Derek Lewis, but I just got to double check because it's bugging the crap out of me. I didn't write it down. Most recently, like I said, he's coming off a loss to Curtis Blades. He's been on a 2-year layoff because I heard he had a punctured lung. I heard from a capper that his ribs went through his lung and punctured it. Where is he? There's the guy. Abdrakhimov. He's got a very handsome Tapology picture with the suit coat.
Daddy?
Yes, it is. Yeah, he's coming off. He was headlining UFC Fight Night 102 against Derek Lewis. He was the main event, and he took a L there. Derek Lewis got the ground and pound victory in round 4. But very interesting, Abdrakhimov.
Daddy, I'm crafting.
Hey, main event already before. Chris Daukaus can't say that. Chris Daukaus, 11-3, almost half the amount of experience as Abdrakhimov. But Abdrakhimov, 40 years old. However, heavyweight division, I mean, you can still compete at 40 and slightly above 40, but Chris Daukaus showed Alexei Oleinik, not everybody can. Okay, so let's start with the favorite here in Chris Daukaus, the former Philadelphia police officer. Taking him, we've got Pub. Oh man, this marker is horrible. You want a free marker, a black one? There you go.
Yay!
Pub Sports Radio. Pub Sports Radio. That's the Clint Die Hard MMA podcast. Clint, his special guest this week was a guy named Big Marley 3. Clint and Big Marley both taking Chris Daukaus. I'm just going to write Clint because I don't have room to write Big Marley unless he makes a different bet, which I think one of these he does, they do split. So anyway, Pub Sports Radio, both those guys in agreement. Then we've got Leighton from UFC Gambling Addicts. Leighton had a fantastic show breakdown of this card. He had what was his smoke break topic was very good, man. He was very inspirational. Oh, his topic in a roundabout way, I think it was inspiration and motivation. The difference between inspiration, motivation, and discipline. I do believe that's what it was. He had a couple quotes in there from a couple fighters, and Mike Tyson quote in there, like, you have to learn to hate. You have to, or was it something about learn to love what you hate doing, or something. Or something like that, because people hate the discipline of having to get up and train, but you have to do it like you love it to succeed in it. It was something, I don't know, the link will be in the description, guys. Check it out. He gets super double amen, if you know what I mean.
But I don't.
He, well, it's not intended for you, but he has smoke break prior to every firefight, and there was like 9 firefights on this card. So before each breakdown of what he thought was a fire fight, he had a little smoke break. Anyway, enough said. Check it out. All right. Next, we've got Chris Daukaus was Triple P certified from Perfect Parlay Pursuit. Of course, all those guys are going to take Chris Daukaus because they're from the South Jersey, Philadelphia area, and so is Chris Daukaus. They had a little discussion on who's more of a Philly fan, like a Philly homie, like home crowd Philadelphia fan. But yeah, all of them taking Chris Daukaus without problem, making that Triple P certified. What's with Tacoma? Is he whining? Did I just hear Tacoma whining? Or was that you? If that was you whining, well, don't. Then we've got the young gentleman, Burt MMA. Burt also taking Chris Daukaus. Finally, to make this a full capper consensus. We've got E-Money. E-Money. All right. E-Money is he's broadcasting out of a new studio. He did a very late video last week. He did it like he did his breakdowns like the fight on fight night or the day after, something weird. But anyway, he's in a new studio. He moved out of his parents' house, I'm assuming, because now he says he has roommates and he just felt awkward doing it there, but he got it done. Good on E-Money. He's taking Daukaus by TKO in the first for E-Money, making this a full capper consensus. A full capper consensus is when
the handicappers pick one side of the whiteboard.
yeah, when all the handicappers pick one side of the whiteboard, and in this case, they're all taking the side of Chris Dawkins to beat Shamil. Abdrakhimov, now 2-1 favorite. It's kind of
looking at me like I have a treat and I'm not giving it to him.
it's kind of like a, you know, they're all taking the favorite, which isn't a big surprise. This guy's no slouch though. Like I said, headlined a main event. Despite losing to Derek Lewis, he did headline that event. However, 40 years old, and he had a 2-year layoff because of a punctured lung. That's the reason I'm gonna fade him here, and I'm also taking Chris Daukaus in agreement with the full capper consensus. I'm gonna have to say, oh man, I don't know how I'm gonna make this plus money, but to prop it out, I'm gonna have to, of course I'm gonna parlay it with the guys I pick up there, but for this fight, on Tapology reasons, where you have to pick a side and you have to pick a method.
Why do you sound like Vlad?
That's because he always says, Rans makes me pick a side, I'll pick a side. Because he always takes the over-under on stuff. But I'm going to take Chris Daukaus to get it done. We'll see. I don't know if he's going to get it done by submission, or he's a black belt. Or if he's going to do it, he's good with the stand-up too. He's got very good striking. Curtis Blades did it ground and pound, but he did use his wrestling and control to get him on the ground. Then he pounded him out. I'm going to say Daukaus does somewhat similar. I'm just going to say within distance. How's that? Within distance. Inside the distance. When it comes to Tapology, I'll make my pick when I put those picks in. I'll probably say something like TKO KO in the second or something. But for here, I'm going to say within distance for Chris Daukaus over Shamil Abdrakhimov. Moving on. Next.
I hate when you say that.
Yeah. Next, we've got lightweight fight between the Hangman Dan Hooker fighting out of New Zealand. If he can make it over here, he had some visa troubles. He did make his plea on social media, like Twitter specifically and Instagram, I think. Or anyway, he made a plea. I got to get over to Vegas so I can fight. And turns out, rumor has it that he's gonna arrive. He's leaving. He got his way over here. And something like he's gonna be arriving on Thursday. He has to make weight for weigh-ins on Friday morning to fight on Saturday. This is all like, and people are saying, you know, the jet lag, the sleep differential. But you know, what do you do on a plane on a big flight? You sleep. So I don't know. He's gonna have to suck weight to make the weigh-ins. But is he 155? I don't know what his walk-around weight is. But I'm not putting too much into that, the whole jet lag thing, because I mean, these guys are professional athletes. I think they can utilize their time. I know when I was, I've never been a professional athlete, but when I was an athlete, when I was sucking weight for Grappler's Quest or jiu-jitsu tournaments, or even college and high school wrestling, I would, on the bus trips to like Niagara Falls for a tournament, I'm snoozing. I mean, I would, you know, when you have to, and like that too, out like that, sleeping. I would sleep, I would take advantage, I was able to turn it off like that and then be good to go. That's just me, but I think professional fighters, most of them can do that. Just, I don't know, keep an eye on how they look come weigh-in time, all right? It's Dan Hooker. His opponent, Nasrat Haqparast. Nasrat is coming off a tragic, his mom passed away from cancer, and being that he's of Afghan descent, you know, the whole situation in Afghanistan is still, it's very, you know, it's still a lot of turmoil over in Afghanistan since the troops pulled out and all that. So Nasrat Haqparast, he's got a lot of things going. So I think that if there is any jet lag crap from Hooker, my mother passed from cancer. I know that. I guess when you have a relative and you're a professional fighter, it can work one of two ways. Either it's going to motivate you to do very well, or you're going to be mentally bothered by the things and it's going to influence you, and it's going to be a detriment to your like how you perform in the ring. I don't know how it's going to affect him, whether his mother passing from cancer and the whole his home country has all sorts of conflict and just, you know, a lot of things going on with Nasrat Haqparast. Dan Hooker, he's just trying to get in the country, the visa problems. But anyway, Nasrat Haqparast, 13-3, only 3 losses as a professional. He's coming off a win against Rafa Garcia, unanimous decision win. He's 4-1 in his last 5. Man, and he is a slight underdog at plus 125. He fights out of TriStar, that's in Quebec, with Faraz Zahabi as the coach, and he's got plenty of teammates down there such as, that are near his weight class. This is a lightweight, so this is 155. He got people like Mirsad Bektik at 145 featherweight, Joe Duffy 155, and Arnold Allen 145. So these are potential guys he could be training with at TriStar. I don't know. I didn't check any Instagram, Twitter, nothing like that. I'm just going by what I read in Tapology and from what the cappers have to say. Dan Hooker, like I said, he's fighting out of New Zealand. He's got his flight, a 24-hour turnaround. That may play into effect a little bit, but I'm not putting a lot of stock into that because, like I said, what are you gonna do on an airplane flight except for sleep anyway? Just rest. You know, he fights out. Welcome to Shitty Kickboxing. Shitty Kickboxing with Brad Riddell, Shane Young, Israel Adesanya, Alexander Volkanovski. So they got a lot of great fighters coming out of Shitty Kickboxing. And however, he's coming off a pretty crappy knockout loss in round 1, ground and pound, from Michael Chandler. Before that, he had that loss to Dustin Poirier. What are you gonna do? Both guys phenomenal, and he is 3-2 in his last 5 for the Hangman Dan Hooker. Ages: Hooker is 31, Nasrat Haqparast is 26. So interesting when it comes to age. Dan Hooker, 20 and double-digit losses, 20-10. Man, this is a tough fight to pick because Haqparast I heard he's dedicating this to his mama that just passed, so that could be a big motivator. But I don't know. It's a tough one. Let's see what the cappers have to say in this fight. Maybe they can steer me one way. Okay, starting with the favorite, Dan Hooker. We've got E-Money. E-Money thinks Dan Hooker should get it done by decision. On paper, Dan Hooker is better. Like, he's had a better resume, you know, better strength of schedule. He's faced tougher opponents. I think his stats are better, like his striking accuracy and all that good stuff. Bert also taking Dan Hooker by unanimous decision. Another decision for Hooker. Then we've got Leighton, UFC gambling addicts, taking Dan Hooker. Next we have, here's one that Pub Sports Radio, we're split on. Pub Sports Radio Clint, the host of Clint Die Hard podcast, taking Dan Hooker. Reluctantly though, I mean, he took him, but he's not feeling good about the whole travel thing, you know? His guest on the show, however, had to say dog or pass in this spot. Pub Sports Radio. His name is Big Marley 3. I don't know what the 3 is for. But Big Marley 3 is taking the dog or pass spot, taking the dog in Nasrat Haqparast, and he thinks that the whole jet lag, visa stress will make a difference here. And he's got, I think he's considering, Haqparast did say this fight is going to he's going to dedicate this fight to his mom. So, man, that's a big, tough one. That's a tough one. Because this is for my mom. He might have to put it all on the line. I don't know his relationship with his mother or nothing like that. It's just, I don't like betting. I'm going to stay clear from this, but I will make a pick for Tapology and go to pick a side, and I will put it in this parlay. But otherwise, I am not putting a straight bet on it or a prop bet. I'm not hedging it. The only time I'm betting it is when I put it in this parlay. Will you put the cat down, please?
But he's so cute.
Okay. And finally, we've got Perfect Parlay Pursuit. Alex, the only one taking Dan Hooker, his brother Luke, and Dan. Perfect Parlay Pursuit, Luke and Dan, both taking Haqparast here because of a lot of different factors such as mom's death, jet lag, visa issues, stress, blah, blah, blah. Oh man, this is very tough for me. I don't want to go against Haqparast, being that his mom died, he's dedicating this fight to her. But I don't want to go against Hooker because I think he's a better fighter. He's got, like I said, he had a better strength of schedule. He's faced better opponents. It's just a tough fight to pick. And double-digit losses for Hooker. You know what? I'm going to have to go with the dog here because of his mother. I don't feel good about it at all. I'm not confident. If his mom didn't die and Dan Hooker didn't have the whole last-minute flight in, gotta suck weight, gotta make weight, and then fight all within short amount of time, I would be on Dan Hooker. But because of mom's death and that crap, I'm going to take Haqparast to get the job done. I'll say decision. If it goes decision, the judges should give it to the guy who, if it's a close fight and it goes to decision, they should give it to the guy who just lost his mom, I would assume. But I don't know. I don't know. It's a very close fight. Could go either way. I'm just going to take Haqparast at plus money. So finally, headlining the prelims. I think this is the headline of the prelims. Because, headline of the prelims. If not, whatever. We've got Magic Marlon Rice taking on the machine, Merab Dvalishvili. Okay, Marlon Rice is fighting out of the Armory. That's in Jupiter, Florida. It's Edson Barboza trains out of the Armory. He's coming off a loss to Rob Font. He got knocked out in the first round. But this dude, Marlon Rice, has been with killers. He's got his 23-8-1 record. Unfortunately, he's only 2-3 in his last 5. So, I don't know, you could say he's kind of starting to slip downhill. He's not that old yet. He's 33. And Dvalishvili, the machine, is 30. Not a big age discrepancy there. Marlon Rice is plus 220 underdog. That's a very good payout, good value on a fighter that has beat the likes of Jose Aldo. I'm not going to pull up his Tapology, but the guy's proven himself. He's good. He's a good fighter for the bantamweight division. Merab the Machine Dvalishvili comes in as a minus 260 favorite. I don't know that, guys. But yeah, he comes in a pretty decent favorite. However, it's warranted. 13 and only 4 losses, and he is on a 6-fight win streak. So obviously he's 5-0 in his last 5. He's coming off a win against Cody Stamann. Yeah, Cody Stamann is decent, and I picked the machine to win that fight, but I thought it was going to be a very close fight, and it was. I mean, he won by unanimous decision, but it's not like he finished him. The Georgian, Merab Dvalishvili, has a 1.5-inch reach advantage. I think they're the same height. Last time I checked, he's fighting out of Huntington, New York. That's Sarah Jiu-Jitsu, Matt Sarah's gym. I don't know if that's changed or not. I may have heard that. Thing is, when I'm listening to these cappers, I'm driving. So some of the stuff I can't write down. I just have to go by memory. But I could be messing. Let's just say he's still fighting out of New York. All right. Yeah, he's, like I said, 6-fight win streak, and he's one of the Georgian Warriors, so consider that. So let's see. Let's start with the favorite and start jotting these names down and getting this board dirty. We've got UFC gambling addicts Leighton, AA, man, my brother. Leighton was so high during his show. Because he said, I'm going to hit this glass pipe before every good fight. And he was, I think he ended up hitting before 9 fights on the card, if I remember correctly. Yeah. To my homies, or what's he say? Sup, my homies, or something like that. Anyway, Leighton is taking Dvalishvili. Then we've got Burt saying Dvalishvili should get the unanimous decision. The guy has phenomenal chain wrestling. Like one move right after another. He's got a unstoppable gas tank. He's got great cardio, great wrestling. I think Marlon Rice might have him in like striking, maybe. I don't know. Experience, maybe. I don't know, but the machine is a beast when it comes to chain wrestling. Then we've got both Pub Sports Radio, Clint and Big Marley, both taking Dvalishvili. And we've got Triple P certified, this one. Luke, Alex, and Dan all in agreement that Dvalishvili, the machine, should get it done. However, we have a contrarian pick. That's right, my boy, E-Money.
E-Bays?
E-Money, not E-Bays. E-Money is saying Moraes knockout in the first round. That I should look up the prop bet for that because I'm sure he's already plus money just to win at plus 220. I bet you KO first round plus something phenomenal. But anyway, E-Money's taking Marlon Rice, Magic Marlon Rice, to get it done and get a little magic in against the machine, Merab Dvalishvili. I'm going to go with the machine here. I don't like the odds. I don't like minus 260 at all. But I think his chain wrestling is going to get it done. I think Moraes has a chance in the first round. Like a lot of these, when they're fresh gas tanks, when it's even teal when they come out there, first round can go to the underdog in many occasions. But I think this one, Dvalishvili will control the fight on the ground with his chain wrestling. I think he's going to get it by decision at the end with all his control time. So, there you have it. To recap, time check. What time is it? And, I'm going over just a little bit. To recap, I've got Chris Daukaus. Did I take all favorites? I did not. Okay, I have Chris Daukaus beating Shamil Abdrakhimov with the full capper consensus. I've always been hyped high on Philadelphia fighters, and specifically Chris Daukaus and his brother, but I've been praising Chris Daukaus as a heavyweight contender before, even after he had a loss, his most recent loss. I still was on his side. I've taken him every time I've seen him fight that I've bet on Chris Daukaus, and I'm not going to change my ways here. He's made me money, more money than I've lost on him. Time check. And then I've got Nasrat Haqparast because his mother passed, and Dan Hooker's got the whole... I'm not putting a lot of stock in the whole flight, last minute flight, weigh in, ready to fight thing, because he should be ready. He's a professional, but what weighs on me a lot is the Haqparast is dedicating this to his deceased mother. So this is, how can you... I got to go with that. And like I said, I'm not betting this except for this parlay here. And my choice on Tapology, I'm staying away. I'm just going to watch this fight because it's going to be a close one that can go either way. And finally, I'm taking the machine, Merab Dvalishvili, with the majority of the rest of the cappers. I think he's going to use his chain wrestling, like I said, to get it controlled and get the judges' nod for victory by unanimous decision over Marlon Rice. And there you have it. So, gather the info, place the bets, and cash those tickets. I appreciate you watching. Give me that thumbs up. Go ahead and fill the comments up with who you think is going to win these 3 fights. Tell me if this is a decent parlay. I know a lot of you guys are on Hooker because look at all these cappers that are also on Hooker. And that's valid, that's warranted, but he's on paper, he's better, but I think the situation here has given Haqparast a little bit of the edge. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with that. So, thanks for watching. Good luck on these bets, and I'll see you next time.
No, you left your underwear.